Guys, and welcome to Diabetic 365, and today we have a very special guest, BK. She has type 1 diabetes from the past 9 years, and she has been diabetic when she is 14 years old, and now she is 23. So it's like from the 9 years she has been type 1 diabetic, and she is here to share the experiences with all of us. And BK, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So tell us the first experience and your diagnosis story when you were back in Ethiopia. How was it like when you were diagnosed as type 1 there?
Okay, well, I had the symptoms for about, I can say 2 weeks, and it was just so different. Like, I've been drinking a lot of water and eating so much and losing a lot of weight, and it was something new for my family. They never had any experience like this before. So, but we didn't know anything about diabetes before that, so nobody said anything until one time I was so tired. It was exam time at the school. I couldn't even read the questions because I was so thirsty and I didn't have any water. So when I came back home, I complained to my mother that there is something wrong with me, and then they took me to the clinic, and my blood sugar was 501.
Wow, that's high.
That's very high. So, I just went to a clinic there where I used to live, and it wasn't like somebody who knew a lot about diabetes.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't do anything. He just sent me home
Mm-hmm.
and saying that I should stop eating carbohydrates and sweets and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So my family believed him because they didn't want me to be on meds. And in my country, a lot of people think that it's a disease of rich people and, old people. So somebody expected me at 14 to be diabetic. So they'd be like, oh, we'll just go away, just go home and do this and that. And then I just went home, and for 2 months I didn't start insulin, and I was just getting worse and worse.
Mm-hmm.
So at some point I told my mother I really need to, explore this more and go to a special place or a special doctor who specializes in diabetes. So she took me to this person. There are only few people in Ethiopia who specialize in diabetes.
Mm-hmm.
And I told them all the story, and then he was like, oh, God loves you, knowing that you had type 1 diabetes for 2 months, nothing happened to you. But I was so tired and I lost a lot of weight.
Mm-hmm.
So there I just started insulin. He made me start insulin. I learned how to inject and stuff, and then left normal again.
So let me interrupt you here. So as you said that, the Medicare system or whatever is still very nascent, and also it's very in the earlier stages back there in Africa and Ethiopia. So is it really a tough task for you when you got diagnosed to go to the doctor and, to find out what the exact cause or what is the root cause of your, illness is? So how is it like there?
It's just because we made a mistake of just there are hospitals in Ethiopia, and there are also clinics in the village. Mm-hmm. So you can just go to the clinics, and they don't experience a big disease like this in these small clinics because they don't get a lot of people like that. Because when people get sick, like me, if they knew they have diabetes, they'll go to the big hospitals and they'll be diagnosed there. But I just went there because I was just walking, and it just seems normal. It was just being thirsty and tired and losing weight. So they didn't really take it seriously. So, but if you go to the hospitals, yeah, of course they will know it and they will start you off on insulin. But I can't say there's a big awareness about it, though.
Oh, okay. Okay.
They think it's disease of old people.
Oh, okay. So the next question is, you came here 4 years back, and when did you start using this insulin pump, basically? I
started in 2008. I used to go to this conference in Florida. It's called Friends for Life conference.
Friends for Life.
Yeah, I've been there 3 times maybe. I don't know. I couldn't go there last summer. They have this exhibition where a lot of research results and insulin pump companies come there, introduce their products. So that's where I found out there's such a technology. So when I came back I live in DC, so when I came back to DC, I started exploring that, and I started insulin pump.
Mm-hmm.
2008.
So the other thing is the most difficult part for you here is someone to guide you, like a diabetes educator or someone to guide you what you should eat, what kind of exercise you have to do, and how you should take care of yourself properly. But way back there when you were in Ethiopia, do you have all these resources like you have here now?
No, it's not the same at all. But even when I was back in Ethiopia, I started going online, looking up diabetes, and joining different online communities and learning about the disease. But in Ethiopia, they don't have a lot of resources like this.
Like this.
It's different. Yeah.
So without the knowledge, without the anyone guiding you, how did you make some of the good lifestyle changes in order for you to be healthy?
Well, our Ethiopian food is not as bad. We eat our cultural food, injera, and that's made of mainly of iron. It doesn't have a lot of carbs in it.
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't really affect me that way, but I was trying to, we make a different food, and I was just watching out on that to just, not indulge a lot of carbs and stuff like that. And also I cut out all the sweets, and I was not having any sweets or any sugar.
Mm-hmm.
So that has helped me, I was doing well when I was back home too.
Oh, okay. So tell us some of the lifestyle changes that you made in order for you to be, to have a healthy diabetic life.
Well, one is I really have to educate myself and, admit and accept the condition. That's what I did when I was back there. Okay, so now I have this, what do I do? And I started accepting that, and after that, well, I was just following everything, counting carbs, and walking when I can, and take my medications on time. And especially with this insulin pump, it just makes your life very easier. So these are the changes that I made. And also with the food, I try, to watch out what I eat, not too much carbs, and learning about my body, which food affects me so much and which ones are okay, So these are the things that I did.
Yeah, I'm really, surprised when you were 14 or 15 years old, a little kid, when you were trying to go online and search for everything like this. But the next thing is you came here and you also started a group on Facebook called, Insulin Pump Users or whatever, the small group, and you used to get together and share your thoughts with other guys. So the first question here is, what are the pros and cons that you experienced using your insulin pump?
Well, the pros I can say is it just makes your life easier. One thing, you don't have to inject yourself several times a day, and another thing is it just mimics the normal pancreas, and you're sure that you're getting some insulin no matter what, because you can set it up, and also I can bolus anytime. And when I go out and eat, people don't even know I'm taking my insulin when I operate it. But if I had to take injections, people will be asking you questions. I mean, not that I care, but they'll be asking you questions and staring at you. This just makes your life very easier. But the cons, I'd say, I can say, this is the first half year that I started using. I didn't know I occluded the tubing. Mm-hmm. I went into DK, and that was my first DK. For people that don't know, of course they should know that diabetic 365, but diabetic ketoacidosis, I got that the first time without knowing that I was, not getting insulin. And that was my first DKA. So even though I learned the signs and symptoms, but just because it never happened to me, I didn't recognize it early, and if it just got worse, and I had to be admitted to the hospital and stuff like that. So such things could happen because I'm dependent on the pump. But I would say it's just useful.
Exactly. So the next question with the same topic is, since you're very much into this social networking, sharing the information with others, learning from others, so what are some of the things that you learn on the way, by social networks or using the model tools like Twitter or Facebook, something like that?
Oh yeah, that's really useful because people, when you join people that have the same condition with you, you'll learn from them and they'll learn from you. There are a lot of things that never happened to me, but I might encounter in the future, and I learned that from them. And also there are some things that I could share, and we understand each other because we're going through the same thing. So I really like the platform, just going there and putting up your concerns or questions, and a lot of people not want to, but like thousands of people responding to your comment or question. That's really interesting. And
tell us some of the things that you learned hard way in your this whole 9-year span of diabetic life.
The only thing is DKA. That's the only thing. It's just not nice to be in that situation. And I never had any other problems, thank God, but that's the only thing. I had a couple of them after that, and that's the only thing.
That's the only thing.
But now I know it, like when it starts, I know it, and usually I catch it early.
So your final message to the community, and also regarding your diabetes advocacy through this platform, through your video, or your final message.
Oh well, being diabetic is not easy. It's a 24/7 job, and especially when you're in school and going to or work and everything's not an easy job. And I'm proud of all the diabetics that make it through each day and just making living a healthy life. I really am proud of them, and I just want everybody to keep up the good work.
And thank you so much, BK, for being on the show and sharing your thoughts, and you have a nice day. Take care.
You're welcome. You too. Bye-bye.